Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BetSperts. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and I hope you can hear me. A little technical difficulties here just before the start of the show. Mr. Andy Molitor.
So it was just me being an asshole. Like I had headphones on, and then I had this little set, and I'm like, just because I'm always fidgeting, so I'm fidgeting, and I pop one off the charger, and it connects to the computer. So then it kicks the other Bluetooth off. It's been a whole thing. But no,
I have
I'm
the same
here.
problem
I'm
when connected with
clear.
my phone. Sometimes I'll get a
Yeah.
call during the middle of the show, and then my phone is trying to talk to me, and I'm just looking at you, hoping I can get it to clear.
Yeah. Decline.
But most importantly,
We're
what are you getting for Taco Bell
here.
today?
Yeah, we're here. We're clear. We don't want to watch any more Bears. The primetime choices have been something, but yeah, I did the work. I did the research. I did the math. And even if you really, really AP it out and figure out the least amount of mass for the most amount of dollars, this motherfucker who originally had the $28 taco order, he ate a shitload of food. Like even if he wasn't, and he probably wasn't trying to, rack up a high bill and get the least amount of mass for that. Like that guy had to eat a lot of food. We're talking like 6, 7, 8 tacos. So and by tacos I mean taco adjacent. Like he had probably 5 gorditas, or I don't know what the fuck he did. I think it's
That's what I'm
cheating
trying to
for me to
figure out.
just
If it's,
take
I
it out.
mean, just food. I'm trying to think, and I have to find your little list here to see. I mean, the most expensive thing I would think, you start with the Crunchwrap Supreme, right? How
Yeah,
much
I
is a
mean
Crunchwrap Supreme here?
it's up there. Maybe some of these combos are kind of expensive, but it doesn't
The
seem
combos you
so good.
usually save. I think you want to do individual items for
Yeah,
sure.
see all the nachos are like, hey, that's a good deal on these tacos.
Yeah, that's where
Actually,
you save.
I'm gonna compare the. No, it's way better to just get 3 crunchy tacos and a drink separate. Hey, sir, actually, can we save you some money by making this a
No,
combo? No, absolutely not. Are you nuts? We're trying to get to a number here, but yeah, well, I had breakfast.
got a
It's like
Supreme it
10:30.
all
I
out.
can't be doing it yet.
That's I might have this for lunch. This is,
I will so I'll clip my order. Like I put together my order. It is a Doritos Locos taco, a Doritos Locos taco supreme. So here's the rules I set. Let's not even do sports today. The
nah.
rules I set was it feels like cheesing, like spamming, like the asshole who just hit fireball with Ryu constantly. Nobody needs that. So you can't just take the most efficient item and order 6 of them. That seems like cheating.
Yeah,
You can't
absolutely.
not have a drink because the drinks are seriously the nut low for ounces per dollar. You can't not have a drink. So I said no
Oh, you
doubling
get to
up.
include drinks?
Drinks are bad, Alex. Drinks are very cheap, considering how many ounces of if you have to finish your drink for it to be official, like
I'd rather
16
have a
16
drink though than a
ounces.
couple extra tacos, right?
I think a drink is worth about 5 tacos as far as ounces,
Yeah,
and
but just I don't know.
five.
The liquid
I know, but
ounces seem less heavy, and I like to drink while I eat.
yeah, well, yeah, regardless, I think you have to have a drink. I think you have to have a drink. That's part of it. So no
Okay.
doubling up and have to have a drink is a Doritos Locos taco, a Doritos Locos taco supreme, a
Naturally.
chalupa, a cheesy gordita crunch, a Doritos cheesy gordita crunch, a taco, just a regular taco, a chicken quesadilla, and then a small fountain drink. Small is your best bet for $1. So that's the order. It comes to 26.32, and with the 8 and an eighth sales tax here in Minnesota, you're at 28.46. We'll see if it actually checks out once I actually order this, but that's the plan, Stan. We'll see. This seems like a bad idea. I have a tea time at 4, so I look forward to shitting my
It's going to be a
pants
rough walk.
on the 4th hole with my my only son watching me, making him proud.
Trying to see if I can do it right now. I
I'm
think
gonna
that's
be like you, Dad. What do you? You want me to do golf first? You can work on.
Now we'll get into tennis. I'll come back to my Taco Bell order right now.
Take me
So
to
far I've
tennis.
got Crunchwrap Supreme. I went to Doritos Cheesy Gordita, side of guacamole, and then a
Oh,
large
I didn't
soda.
think of sides. Adding
I'm at
sides, adding extras like that is probably key. I'm
I'm
gonna have to
seven. I'm at
revisit.
$17 right now with that much, and I'm kind of intimidated by where I'm going to find the last 11. So I'll figure this out while you're doing golf, and I'll talk about tennis right now because that's what we're here. We're supposed to talk about sports anyway. Cluj-Napoca, Santiago. Tennis continues here, the hard court season. And I didn't realize this, Andy. There's a W1000 event next week in
Yes.
Guadalajara. They turn one of those tournaments, and that'll be a lot of fun. I love the way that they've actually, juiced up the end of the season like this. This is pretty good. But again, we'll start in Cluj-Napoca in Romania here with a total. This one, just let me double check the timing. I believe gets underway just after we finish the show here. Anna Blinkova, really like the way that she's been playing tennis here, but goes up against I'm trying to read three things at once here. Goes against Jin Yu Wang, and what I think will be a competitive match in terms of maybe the first set, but both women playing extremely quick matches this last couple of weeks. As you go back and look through, Blinkova hasn't gone over a total without going 3 sets, I believe, in about 2 weeks. Wang here in general has had some longer sets, maybe a match or two that's gotten to 21, but really like being able to get the 21 and a half here. Talk about this a lot in terms of totals. That 21 is really a key number in the WTA, and being able to get over 21 and under 21 and a half is just really, really great. So the 21 and a half there, if minus 15 or better, looks pretty good. That should still be around a handful of places. And this match will get started shortly after we get started today. Just I think whoever takes care of business does it pretty quickly. It just lines up to me like 6-3, 7-5, honestly, at worst, something like that. So under 21 and a half games. And then give me Jewel Niemeyer. This will start earlier tomorrow. Niemeyer just having a really nice season. I'm looking forward to seeing what she can build on and do next year. But indoors has been pretty solid. Goes against Jasmine Paolini. Paolini, a tough opponent, is someone that is not really going to lose matches. Will push you. Will try to get a lot of balls back. But Niemeyer's pretty fit herself. Doesn't mind that style of play. 2.5 games looks really good. Hunted around for a 3, but didn't find a 3 at plus money. If you have a 3 at plus money, go ahead and scoop that up. Otherwise, 2.5 is really nice. And then Santiago, we're back to Coke overs. Not a full match over because Andreescu can be pretty tough in those second sets in terms of, packing her things up and deciding to hang out on the beach. And if there was ever a place where someone would want to maybe, I don't know, show up, collect a check, and spend the week relaxing, San Diego, folks. It is spectacular out there. It's a good time of year. And again, this is not really part of my handicap in general. Just don't like the full match total. It's right at a juicy 21 and a half. I expected to close at 22, but this first set over was less than standard juice, even a plus 100 sitting around there. Again, I just think books are slow here and a little behind on the correlation of these set totals versus the full match total. I think they just kind of take that full match total, split it in two, and hang some juice around 9.5, 10, and work from it that way. But if you start to look a lot of these matches, that's not really the way it's balanced. And at some point, I'm sure they'll catch up. But until then, I'm happy to keep betting these at plus money and things like that. So just give me the first set there over 9.5. And depending on how the match is going, might even live bet a second set under.
Bowdy, and I do want to pass on some thanks. Somebody tagged me in the Deep Dive Degens Discord, said, "Hey, thanks for that Jules Niemeyer win." Like, what? I mean, it was a show I'm on, but I certainly don't remember giving that. It was the under on that match the other day. Under 21 and a half, I think it was.
You're welcome.
6-4, 6-4. It was a pretty easy one.
Yeah. She's been putting people away, having a really good end of the year.
Yeah, and then also, my guy Vinny put me on a DRC outright.
So I picked that one up too, but
I was going to say it was like a round or two ago. I think it was close to 7-1. She's looking really good, but that's kind of
always looks good.
Decent good top end of the field. I need some of the girls to maybe decide to go to the beach here. Should be a good final, but regardless.
I'm trying to order Taco Bell again.
The Zozo Championship. Apologies to everyone. I put my daily plays out apparently like 40 minutes before the goddamn tournament started. These tee times are like 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, something like that. So the fact is that Japan is halfway around the world, guys. And these so this starts soon. Obviously, this starts today, even though this is a play for the second round, and we're only sitting here on a Thursday. I have a couple more plays in the deep in the BetSperts Golf Discord. If you're a member there, if you're not, go check it out. It's $1 a month for the rest of the season because the rest of the calendar year is full of terrible events like this. And that price will go up once we get back to the normal events, but worth checking out. One for today that I didn't want to talk about was Xander Schauffele, who, narratives be damned, he does play well in these no-cut events like this. It seems like the pressure's off. He won the goddamn gold medal in Japan when he played over here, different course, but he's playing well. He's looking good, and he is a decent price over Matsuyama, who I've looked to fade. I think I finally found a spot here. I'm laying the half stroke because this is like minus 140, minus 145. I do think he wins by margin. Just looking at Matsuyama's scorecard, didn't really threaten much. Like there's like we've talked about earlier in the week, there's 5 par 3s, and they're all kind of short. Like you should be able to, I think, the par 3s are the 13th, 15th, 16th, 8th, and I missed one. 16th, toughest holes. They're all very easy. A lot of them are pretty short. There's one that's 140 yards. There's one that's 160. They can even shorten some of those up. So he did get 2 birdies yesterday on those par 3s. Everybody should be able to have some birdie looks in those par 3s. I'm worried about him not being able to keep his shit together on the tough holes. He had 3 bogeys, and it was 3 of the 5 toughest holes. But if he's going to be this guy that's been touted as, hey, he won here before, and he's a very good player, and you should be looking to back him because of his name and his pedigree, he needs to be able to par the tough holes and score on more than just the par 3s to keep pace here. I don't like him this week. He pulled out of the Pro-Am. I don't know if he's fully committed to playing well here, which is kind of odd. It's not like you can miss the cut and go home. There is no cut, Hideki. You have to play all 4 days unless you pull out, which does seem unlikely, which made me a little hesitant to, fade him too much in the full tournament. So I have decided to just kind of focus in on round by round stuff for him. So Xander Schauffele minus the half stroke. Some books list this as just ties lose. He has to win. A push is not a push. It's a loss. So minus 115. I bet this over at Bet Online. Which takes us into tonight's just trash fire.
Do we have anything to say about this, or should I read my Taco Bell order now?
It might not be that. So it might not be that bad. And there's the big quandary is the Washington pass defense is bad. The Bears pass offense is not existent. Like they just are very, very hesitant to throw the
movable
ball
object.
At all. Yeah. So it's like if the Bears wanted to throw this, if there was one time, Mr. Eberflus, where you wanted to throw the ball a little at home against a bad pass defense, they left one of their corners back in Washington. Carson Wentz is hurt. Oh boy, like throw the ball here. And that's where I can't, like my numbers say this is an under, but if the Bears do decide to throw the ball, it doesn't matter if it's Mooney and the gang. They probably will see some success. I can definitely see the Bears winning this game. I want no part of this one. I will bet the second half, and I will bet some first touchdown scores with my guy, Alex. What do you got?
Patrick, you can cash that minus 1,000. Back to some bigger numbers here. Like you said, it was really close to Justin Fields. But the best number I saw on him was 11-1. Was pretty close on Darnell Mooney, but the best number I saw on him was 12, maybe 13-1. And it's just tough to trust a team that doesn't really score a lot of touchdowns, let alone first touchdowns in general. But start here with Cole Kmet. Tight ends done pretty solid here against the Washington defense, and someone who, for whatever reason, was written out of the game script for the first couple weeks and seems to be back in favor. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but is picking up more and more targets each week. Starting to finally get some red zone targets. So 17-1, really like him. Another tight end for the Washington football team here. Logan Thomas is out. So they've got 2 tight ends, one here and then one all the way at the bottom of the list at a nice big number. Carson Wentz has always looked at tight ends. Part of it was having such talent in Philadelphia in Ertz and Goddard, but, everywhere he goes, even in Indianapolis, targeted a ton of tight ends. And, even it was just guys like Mo Alley Cox, with all due respect to Mr. Cox. But both of these guys, John Bates has been getting a decent amount of the tight end share. Actually, he was getting close to 40-45% of the snaps actually at tight end anyway. Already on the field, getting plenty of targets, like him at 19-1. And then Armani Rogers is someone they've actually used in a couple red zone packages already. So down at the bottom of the list, I'll take all three tight ends basically tonight. And then a couple wide receivers here for the Bears. And there was one guy who did make my list that I might add from our buddy Mr. Brinson here, but Equanimous St. Brown, Mr. St. Brown, and Dante Pettis here, 27-1 on St. Brown, 45-1 on Pettis, and you hit the nail on the head, Andy. Teams score against Washington in the passing game. They are very easy to attack, especially in some of the longer passes, and we see Justin Fields be able to complete some of those deep passes when he gets a chance. And again, really disappointed I wasn't able to get a better number on Mooney. They did a good job there, but both of these guys, and Will Brinson put out Velus Jones. Not sure if he really gets that much work. He sort of popped into the lineup last week for a couple plays, but really like the Bears wide receivers here. And can't bet Justin Fields at less than 14-15-1, but give me Carson Wentz at 30. Again, we know he's happy to run. They use him in some of those goal line situations. He scores a couple rushing touchdowns each year, and put him out there, see what happens. And he's already hurt at this point, and he's going to play. So he generally throws caution to the wind when he does. Give me Carson Wentz at 30-1 there. So some tight ends, some wide receivers, and just one quarterback. We'll probably do some, FOMO same game parlays with Mooney and Fields as the first touchdown scorer.
I'm all over it. We're going to get one. It's today. Today's the day. There might be some people going back to the well with the no touchdown bet, though. I can definitely see. I can see some people doing. I like the Armani Rogers call. That's a fun one.
We'll see. We couldn't get Ricard last week, but he was on the field a lot. That's why you do. Play those big numbers.
All right, it's Europa League, and it's the same boat as. So I put myself. I did some soul searching here. So I said, hey. Last week, we bet the Champions League. We won. We won easily. And then I said, for many, many years, I've done this, and then I piss it all back on Europa.
A lot of people do this.
Shouldn't bet Europa. Bet Europa anyway. I did it anyway. And you know what? Not only did I bet it, but I bet twice as many damn games. Won them both. Easily won them both. So why not just keep the energy, that flow that I had? Just why change anything? Don't change your lucky underwear. Don't change your routine. Keep doing the same damn thing. So if these look familiar, it's because they're doing the same thing like I mentioned in Champions League, where these are the exact same matchups I bet last week. These teams are playing each other again.
They look very familiar.
Yeah. They're playing each other again, just in the opposite stadiums. It's a home and home for you guys who like college football. So instead of being, at Feyenoord and it'll be at Midtjylland, Feyenoord. Feyenoord. I didn't know if we wanted to go Feyenoord. I know people were helping me with it last week, and I couldn't. So
somebody knows. Somebody in the chat will help us. Probably
instead of being in Monaco, which is that its own country, or am I losing my mind on that? For sure,
it's a principality.
It's a principality. Either way, it's on the sea, the dark sea, the black.
It's a sovereign city-state.
Yes,
and a micro-state on the French Riviera.
It's not there, though. It's in Turkey. Trabzonspor will host Monaco, and I'm getting a decent price on 2.5. Maybe it's because of Trabzonspor's resistance to scoring in their home match against Kasımpaşa, where I know some people donked away some live money on that. I wasn't one of those assholes, but they didn't look great in their domestic league match, which was a home match too. Kind of a disappointing loss. So hopefully they can get back and show me another 3-1. I think Monaco can score it. Probably, you know what? I'm calling this one 2-2. This is a draw. Might as well parlay this with the draw. And then Feyenoord and Midtjylland, instead of being in beautiful Denmark, this will be in the Netherlands, which honestly is like a 40-minute drive. Like everything's so close back together there. But this one is going to be over 3, minus 115 on that one. Feyenoord had a nice win over 20. Venti? I don't know. It's they all these teams went back and played essentially like one domestic match, and they're back for Europa. So none of them went over though. The scoring has been tempered, so I think that's maybe giving me a little value. And I'm just
So we're
right back to the
due.
well. I'm not going to bet unders. I'm going to bet overs. Over 2.5 Trabzonspor Monaco. Over 3 Feyenoord Midtjylland. Over 3 -115. And these are matches that are happening at. One is in about an hour, the first one, and then the Trabzonspor match is not until 3 Eastern. You've got time. You've got time, guys. I don't, though. I've got a meeting here at noon, and I've got a Taco Bell order to finalize. I think the cheat code is add guac to everything.
I already got mine in. The driver's over there, and I actually pulled the guac off. I turned out not needing it. I went cheesy gorditas crunch, added chicken, so you get a little bit of bump up in price there for a meat swap. I wonder if meat swapping everything is actually a good way to like get more food in there. But anyway,
Meat swap is like play action.
Crunchwrap Supreme, cheesy gordita crunch with chicken, a large Diet Pepsi, steak quesadilla, and a quesarito Andy for $29.48.
What's sales tax there in the greater Philadelphia area?
6% here, so I got $1.99 in sales tax on top.
Mine is 8 1/8. I feel like I'm living in goddamn California here without the nice weather.
Maybe you have to get a wrestler as governor again. Maybe that'll fix it.
Oh God, I miss Jesse. So
Can you have The Rock? Get The Rock to be governor.
I don't think he's from here though.
Who cares?
Yeah, you don't really have to be from here. Look what Hillary did.
Not the same rules as president.
Yeah, she ran in New York. So regardless, we are spinning off into tangents, and we're going to spin off into the sunset here on this beautiful Thursday. I'll catch you tonight at halftime. Me and Drew from vacation land there in Oregon, and I'll see you here Friday for me, Alex, and Matt, taking into the weekend with a shitload of picks. See you then.